Today's Midday Fix, advice on going from entry level to the executive suite of your career, from the author of The Way Up, Climbing the Corporate Mountain as a Professional of Color.
Errol Pierre joins us now from New York. Hello to you.
Hello, hello. How are you?
Wonderful. Thank you for joining us. Let's start with sort of the basics and some of the barriers, obstacles that you think professionals of color are dealing with right now and why they're not oftentimes able to move on to that next step or that next position.
Sure. So the two main reasons, the first one is mentorship programs and also champions. And mentorship programs are really key because many people of color that join the workforce don't actually have a trusted advisor to sort of navigate the rules in corporate America. All the rules are unsaid, they're unwritten down. And so if you start the workplace without someone that can actually help you navigate, it's very hard to move up. So mentorship is extremely important.
And Errol, you speak of a mentor who was critical for you, and it kind of goes to show you that mentors come in all shapes and sizes. And I'm talking about the gentleman by the name of Jeff.
Absolutely. Yeah, so Jeff Grayling, great gentleman, he actually hired me for my first job. And if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be able to know how to navigate through the halls and now the Zoom calls of corporate America. The word mentor comes from the Greek poem, the Odyssey, and Odysseus leaves his son to go fight in the Trojan War, and he leaves his son with a man named Mentor, and that's where the word comes from. So it really talks about having a father figure that really holds your hand and shows you through what to do. And Jeff showed me the ropes. He put me in projects that really stretched me, and I think with his insight and his help is where I am today.
So let me ask you this, does your mentor or champion need to be another professional of color? Is that what people should be looking for or no?
It's a great question. All of my mentors actually were not. They were white people. One was a male, one was a female. And actually, I think it's actually better to seek a mentor that doesn't look like you, doesn't have the same background, because they're going to have a perspective of life that you don't. So you're going to learn from them. It's also good to pick someone who's done what you want to do. And so Jeff at the time was a vice president. Now he's the president of another health plan. And so he had the skill sets, he had the wherewithal, he had the knowledge, and he was able to, help me. And he saw something in me, which is very important. If you're seeking a mentor, you also have to think of working really strongly, have a good work ethic, because mentors are going to seek you out, and you want to make sure you put your best foot forward.
And you write about that in executive leadership, when people of color are integrated at the highest levels, performance is much better and the bottom line is much better. So it kind of falls under the category of a rising tide lifts all boats.
100%. So there was 3 studies from McKinsey, 2014, 2018, 2021, that showed when the upper echelons of a corporation are more diverse, they actually perform better from a profit perspective. So this is not a Black History Month thing. This is not altruism to sort of give handouts to people to give them jobs. This is actually performance-based. Having more diverse teams absolutely makes your company perform better. And that's the good news story of thinking through how to make your company more diverse actually has positive outcomes.
Yeah, I was looking through the book, and you really go through a step-by-step guide of things to do, things that may help individuals. And so one of the chapters, I believe, says, be honest even when it's hard. So explain what you mean by that and how you use it in your professional career.
Sure. I think you might feel susceptible to want to please people. And I felt that young in my career. And pleasing people means becoming a yes man. However, if you really want to differentiate yourself and sort of stick out, being honest, even when it's hard, can definitely set you apart. And that's what was my experience when I was in my entry-level job. My boss at the time was a CEO, asked a question, and I gave him very honest feedback about how I felt about the situation. And that actually turned our relationship to be even closer. I got a promotion out of it, and he felt he could really rely on me because he knew he was getting the truth from me.
Be honest, but it's all in your approach too, of course.
And also, on our short time left, you talk about developing a roadmap in concrete ways. Put out dates, put out things that you want to accomplish at certain time periods, and stick to that.
Yes, absolutely. So it's key. Finding a mentor is one thing, but being a great mentee is another thing. And the acronym I use is TIME. So if you're a mentee and you have a mentor, first you have to create the trust, right? That's the T word. I is intentionality, and that's what you're talking about. Have an agenda for that mentor. Make sure you are the one who's saying when you're going to meet and what topics you want to cover. M is measurements. Everything should have a measured goal. So if you're meeting with a mentor specifically for a job, measure whether there's outcomes or there's milestones that you're trying to pursue. And then the last one, E, is have an evaluation period. So after 6 months, after 9 months, you should pause and then check in with your mentor to see if the relationship's working for the two of you. And so that acronym really helps mentees figure out how to handle and sort of grow a relationship with a mentor.
Great
Errol
tips.
Pierre, thank you so much for your tips. The book is called The Way Up, Climbing the Corporate Mountain as a Professional of Color. It's available now. For more information, check out social media or errolpierre.com.